All right, guys. Today we're going to start our new unit with graphing inequalities, okay, and the rules for doing such. So most of this, well, some of this will be a review, and then some of it may be just a little bit new to you. So let's go ahead and get started. So here at the top here, we're going to fill in the blanks here. Okay. So the first says we're going to use an open circle, and this all makes sense. So we're going to use an open circle for less than or greater than signs. So remember, inequality is your less than, greater than, and then less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So when we're graphing these, we're going to use an open circle for those two signs, and we'll use what we call a closed circle for our less than or equal to or our greater than or equal to. Okay. So just think of open circle as literally open circle, a closed circle is really just filled in, just like that. Okay. So like if we were to just to graph like number one, okay, x is less than 3. So what I would do, I would go to 3, and so it's right here, and I put an open circle, okay, because of that symbol right there means that my circle is open. All right. And then when the variable is on the left, I can kind of go in the way that it's pointing. So I would shade my line this way. So that's what that would look like. Okay. If you'll look at this right here, this symbol is kind of pointing to the left. It's kind of pointing to the left. So that's the way I shaded it. That's a little trick. When your variable is on the left, you can kind of look at it that way. But you can also see that all these numbers to the left is less than 3. Okay. Let's look at the second one. Okay. All right. So I would go to -1. Oh, 1 second. Let me see. Here we go. Sorry about that. So I go to number 1 to -1. I would put an open circle on -1, and notice how it's pointing to the right. And so I would draw my line or shade my line to the right. Okay. If I look at number 3, go to 7, and this is going to be closed. Excuse me, that's the wrong one. Go to 7, it's going to be closed, and it's going to be going to the right. So I'll draw my line to the right. And I know that it's closed because of this. That means closed circle. You see the line under there? There. It's the same as this. It's closed circle. Okay. Look here. It's going to be a closed circle on -5, which is right here. And it's pointing to the left. So I'm going to shade to the left. Okay. So those are the easy ones there. If I go down, we're going to scroll down the page. Okay. And now they just want me to write the inequality. It says write an inequality given a graph. So I'm going to go ahead and put my variable as x. Okay. All right. It's open circle. And my line's going to the left. So I'm going to draw the mouth going to the left. And it's on -2. All right. Look at number 6. I'm going to go ahead and put my variable here. It's closed circle. Okay. It's going to the right. So I'm going to draw my mouth to the right. And since it's closed circle, I'll put the or equal to sign. And it's on 4. So there I am. Okay, look at number 7. Go ahead and put my variable. It's a closed circle. It's going to the left. So I'm put my mouth going to the left. And since it's closed circle, I'll put the line under it. And it's on 0. So I'll put that there. And then look at number 8. It's open. I'm going to put my variable. It's open circle. And it's going to the right. Put my mouth going to the right. And it's on -3. Okay. So that kind of helps you there. Okay. Now we're going to get into solving. Okay. And there's some rules here that you got to really be familiar with. Okay. So it says first you must flip the inequality symbol. This is going to be very important. When you multiply or divide by a negative number. Okay. So you're going to flip the inequality symbol when you multiply or divide by a negative number. Okay. That's the only time. So this is a very important rule that we got to remember. Okay. All right. So let's go to number 9. And so basically with number 9, you're going to solve this just like this was an equation. So if I had this over here, 3x plus 2 equals -4, think about how you would solve that. I would do -2 minus 2, bring my 3x down. All that equals -4 minus 2 is -6. Then I would divide both sides by 3. That cancels out. I get x is equal to -2. Well, guess what? I'm going to do the exact same thing. All right. Just act like that's an equal sign and solve it. So -2 minus 2 cancels out. I get 3x is less than -6. Then I divide by 3. Divide by 3. X is less than -2. So now I take this and I graph it. Okay, so if I put 0, -1, -2, okay, it's an open circle on -2. It's going to the left. Okay, and so now I just graphed it. Okay, let's look at number 10. Same thing. I do -2, -2. That cancels. I got x over 6 is greater than -3. And now I multiply both sides by 6. X is greater than -18. Now I need to take this and graph it. And you just pretty much get to label them how you want. So I'll start here with -18, -17, -16, -15. It's open circle. And it's going to the right. And there's my graph. Okay. So then if you'll look on the next page, we'll do a couple more. Let's skip to let's look at number 11. Let's just look at number 11. Okay. So number 11, we'll do the same thing. So we -8, get -7x less than or equal to -7. Now, this is where we're going to use that rule. Okay? This is where we're going to use that rule. All right? Because I'm going to have to divide by a negative. So remember that rule said if I multiply or divide by a negative, I have to flip the sign. Okay, that's important. I got to flip the sign. So I'm dividing by -7. That cancels. I bring my x down. This right here flips. See how I turned it around? Of course, I get a +1. That flips because I divided by a negative. So now 0, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a closed circle. And it's now going to the right. And there's my graph. Okay, let's do another one of those. So let me solve this. +5, +5. Cancels. I get x, -8. It's less than 3. Multiply both sides by -8. Oh, I just multiplied by a negative. I got to flip that sign. That cancels. I get x. I'm going to flip that. This will now be pointing that way. I get -24. So my answer is x is greater than -24. There's my answer. Okay. So we'll do -24, -23, -22, -21. It's an open circle. It's going to the right. There I am. Okay. Let's do another one like that. Let's look at 13. +5, +5. Cancels. I got -2x is less than or equal to 24. Now I'm going to divide by -2. Again, I just divided by a negative, so I got to flip the sign. That cancels. I get x now is less than or equal to -12. That flipped. I had to flip it. Okay, so I get -12, -11, -10, -9. It's a closed circle, and it's going to the right. Okay, and let's do one more. So I do -3, -3. That cancels. I get -4x is less than 28. I'm dividing by a negative. So since I divide by a negative, I got to flip the sign. So I get x is now greater than, just greater than. X is greater than -7. There's my answer. Okay. So I get -7, -6, -5, -4. It's an open circle and it's going to the right. Okay. So the biggest thing that you have to remember is that if I multiply or divide by a negative, I flip the sign. But you're solving just like we've already done. Okay. So you're now ready. Just make sure that you go through those notes, and then you'll be ready for your assignment when that's posted. Thank you.